Then there would be a victory, and the man who owned the winner would become excited. He would dance around in the sand, yelling, waving his arms in the air, and extolling in a loud voice the virtues of the victorious animal. The greatest scorpion of all was owned by a sergeant called Wishful, who fed him only on marmalade. The animal had an unmentionable name, but he won 42 consecutive fights, and then died quietly in training, just when Wishful was considering the problem of retiring him to stud. So you can see that because there were no great pleasures while living in the desert, the small pleasures became great pleasures, and the pleasures of children became the pleasures of grown men. That was true for everyone, for pilots, the fitters, the riggers, the corporals who cooked the food, and the men who kept the stores. It was true for the stag and for Stuffy. So true that when the two of them wangled a 48-hour pass and a lift by air into Cairo, and when they got to the hotel, they were feeling about having a bath rather as you would feel on the first night of your honeymoon. The stag had dried himself and was lying on the bed with a towel round his waist, with his hands up behind his head. And Stuffy was in the bath, lying with his head against the back of the bath, groaning and sighing with ecstasy. The stag said, "Stuffy?" "Yes?" "What are we going to do now?" "Women," said Stuffy. "We must find some women to take out to supper." The stag said, "Later. That can wait till later." It was early afternoon. "I don't think it can wait," said Stuffy. "Yes," said the stag. "It can wait." The stag was very old and wise. He never rushed any fences. He was 27, much older than anyone else in the squadron, including the CO, and his judgment was much respected by the others. "Let's do a little shopping first," he said. "Then what?" said the voice from the bathroom. "Then we can consider the other situation." There was a pause. "Stag?" "Yes?" "Do you know any women here?" "I used to. Used to know a Turkish girl with very white skin, called Wenka, and a Yugoslav girl who was 6 inches taller than I, called Kiki, and another who I think was Syrian. I can't remember her name." "Bring 'em up," said Stuffy. "I've done it. I did it while you were getting the whiskey. They've all gone. It isn't any good." "It's never any good," Stuffy said. The stag said, "We'll go shopping first. There's plenty of time." In an hour, Stuffy got out of the bath. They both dressed themselves in clean khaki shorts and shirts and wandered downstairs, through the lobby of the hotel and out into the bright, hot street. The stag put on his sunglasses. Stuffy said, "I know. I want a pair of sunglasses." "All right. We'll go and buy some." They stopped at Gary, got in and told the driver to go to Shikirel's. Stuffy bought his sunglasses and the stag bought some poker dice. Then they wandered out again onto the hot, crowded street. "Did you see that girl?" said Stuffy. "The one that sold us the sunglasses?" "Yeah, that dark one." "Probably Turkish," said Stag. Stuffy said, "I don't care what she was terrific. Didn't you think she was terrific?" They were walking along the Shoria Kazra el Nil, with their hands in their pockets, and Stuffy was wearing the sunglasses which he had just bought. It was a hot, dusty afternoon, and the sidewalk was crowded with Egyptians and Arabs and small boys with bare feet. The flies followed the small boys and buzzed around their eyes, trying to get at the inflammation which was in them, which was there because their mothers had done something terrible to those eyes when the boys were young, so that they would not be eligible for military conscription when they grew older. The small boys pattered along beside the stag and Stuffy, shouting, "Bakshish, bakshish," in shrill, insistent voices, and the flies followed the small boys. There was the smell of Cairo, which is not like the smell of any other city. It comes not from any one thing or from any one place. It comes from everything everywhere, from the gutters and the sidewalk.